Hi kids, this is your superpower kid, Neva Lee Recla. And today we have a very special guest for you to listen to today, Amy Schuber. We were both icons of influence at Steve Olsher's New Media Summit. She interviewed me on her podcast, Inspire Conversations, and she's a life business coach, and she has been working with women leaders for the past decade. So without further ado, will you help me welcome our very special guest, Amy Schuber. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Neva. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm super excited for this.
Of course.
We're going to jump right in. And what are your superpowers?
My superpowers, I think one of my superpowers is that I see everybody's potential. You know, like no matter what's going on with them, I can see the goodness and I can see what they're up to and I can see their highest good. So I feel like that's one of my superpowers that I maybe don't tell everybody that I know that, but I do know that.
Well, that's really cool. That's a good superpower to have because I think sometimes people only focus on the bad in people, on, oh, I don't like this about that person, I don't like that about this person, you know? And
Yeah.
I think it's cool to be able to see, oh, wow, this person has potential and they do good in the world.
Yeah. And it helps when you're in situations with people when they don't feel it themselves, you know, like they might be having a hard time, but you can see it for them. And so you can share it with them as well. And then it opens something up for people.
Exactly. So what are superpowers in the world that you think will help it, like change it and make it a better place?
Superpowers that will help it make it a better place. You know, I think it's like a superpower of kindness, really radical kindness and radical love. And like what I just said, seeing people's potential, seeing their highest good, no matter what's going on with them, I think that would change the world. If we could all see each other in that kindness and love and goodness, that would change the world and help uplift the world and bring that momentum, right? The kindness momentum, the love momentum, that highest potential that we all have. We're all here to be these amazing people, and sometimes we bury it. So I think if we all started having that superpower in the world, and that would start shifting things and changing things.
Yeah, I like that. That I agree because you need to have some kindness, like you were saying before. Like in a situation where someone doesn't believe in themselves, they really put themselves down and they put others before them, which is sometimes a good thing, but they do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like uplifting to them, so you have to be the uplifting person.
Right. And I think that's a superpower, right? Like to be uplifters, to help people see themselves and uplift one another. When we all ebb and flow, we go highs and lows. And so when there's lows, some of us need to have the height. And when we're low, we need someone else to bring us higher, you know?
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
So I heard that you wanted to do a tarot deck reading.
I do. Would you do one for me?
Yes. So I have 3 decks for you.
Okay.
I have the We Are One exploration cards, children's spirit animal cards, and Oracle of the Shapeshifters. You can choose
the Shapeshifters.
Right. So, how many cards would you like to choose from here?
I just heard 3. So how about 3?
Okay. So, would you like 3 from the top or 3 from the middle or bottom?
Top.
Okay. So we'll do 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So, the first one we have is the Fairy Bee, and it says, "My life is sweet."
Ooh.
So I think what this one stands out is kind of like what we were talking about earlier, is like make your life sweet, make it like a bee.
I love it.
Ooh, this one is little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, and responsibility.
Oh.
What this means to me, for you is more of a, like you have guides coming through, kind of, that want to, help you kind of have more responsibility or, like help you in any way that you need it.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Your last card is Little Red Riding Hood. I am not a victim.
Oh.
So, what this means to me is more of a, like what the card says is, like, don't choose to be a victim of circumstances when you can. So choose to be, see the better good and, choose not to think of yourself as a victim in circumstances. Think of it as, like a responsibility. It kind of ties into both these cards.
Right, right. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Thank you. Those are awesome. And they tie right into other things that are going on in my world right now. So, so perfect. Thank you, Neva.
Yes. Thank you for wanting one, because there's only been another person and you have wanted one lately. So
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
happy to do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, how can people use their superpowers for good in the world and make it a better place, and kind of uplift it?
I think people, if they use that, actually use their superpowers. I think we all know what our superpowers are, and we all have unique ones. And I think if we actually use them, so how can we do it? Like, don't hesitate. If you feel moved to use your superpower in a situation, use it. Trust yourself.
Yeah.
Go for it. Like, don't hesitate. I think that would be my suggestion and like recommendation for people. Like, if you don't know what your superpower is, identify it, right? And then use it. Actually use it, because I think the thing that keeps us all held back and the world not being uplifted is that we're not using our superpowers. And I think when we can be in alignment and also be in action, like inspired action with our superpowers, that's what brings that momentum to uplift the world and create, you know, the amazing positive vibes that are out there for people. And then it just keeps flowing and flowing. And the more we use our superpowers, the stronger they get for us, right? I think we all probably experience that too, when we recognize what they are and then we start using them, and then they become stronger and stronger.
Yeah. It reminds me kind of like riding a bike. If you don't get the momentum and speed you need, like the push off you need, you're gonna stumble. And you have to be willing to get back up again and get even more momentum and speed so you can be zooming.
That's right. You're zooming along on your bike these days, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We've been preparing for Burning Man, so we've been going to the park, and I've been learning to ride on the sidewalk. That's been my hardest challenge, is riding on the sidewalk and not freaking out because there's cars zooming by. So the park we live near is a quick walking distance, and we rode our bikes there, and we practice on the sidewalk there, so that way there's no cars going after us. And I succeeded and didn't run into a kid, so.
I love it. That's awesome. Because I remember you told me you were just learning when we had the interview. So I love that you are not hitting kids and you're getting momentum and zooming around.
So we actually need to take a quick break, but really fast, where can people go to find out more about you?
Oh, people can find out information about me at my website at amyschuber.com or at inspiredconversations.net, where my podcast is.
Awesome. Go check her out because she's amazing. So we've been talking with Amy Schuber about Superpowers of the World. We'll be right back.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/thenet to learn more.
Okay, we're back and we've been talking with Amy Schuber about superpowers of the world. So, Amy, what were you like as a kid?
Oh my gosh. So I was like very creative and I loved to dance and move around. So I was always moving, constantly dancing, constantly fluttering around the house. I think I drove everybody crazy because I was moving around so much. And I was also really shy. So I was really kind of quiet and shy outside of the house. And I was the little kid that hung onto my mom's leg and hid behind her leg. So even though I was very active and expressive at home, I was very shy out in the world with people. But I loved to have fun as a kid, and I loved to play with the neighbors and all of my friends. So I had a lot of fun as a kid.
Well, that's good. It's good to have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So, when did you own your spirituality and being willing to, like, hear things as they are and be willing to have an 8-year-old pull tarot cards for you?
That's a really good question. It's actually been probably in the last 10 years that I've been really owning my spirituality. So I had some changes in my world, like quitting corporate America and going out on my own. And I think at that time I was starting to do more yoga and more meditation and just really start owning that part of me, like lived in me, and the spirits that were speaking to me and through me, and then becoming more active in a spiritual center. I think it's been within the last 10 years, but it's a good question because the past 4 years, I've really owned it because in my inspired conversations, I'm having all these really amazing conversations with some people who are bringing more spirituality out in me. So me doing that like in a public forum, really, you can't help but own it when you're starting to talk about it, or pull tarot cards live, like in a show. So I think I've garnered that trust probably more deeply in the past 4 years, but I think it started about 10 years ago. So it took me a while. You're way ahead of it before me.
I was also born into parents who my parents were walking around the street and people said, "Do you know who you're birthing?" Or there was a time when we went to a supermarket and there's this little girl who picks me up. I was like probably around 2 at the time. She picked me up and went to walk out of the store with me. And I was like, whatever. And the mom was bawling. She was like, "Put that random child down." But they didn't speak English, but they spoke Spanish, so my mom kind of understood. There was another time where a woman stopped us and said, "Can I touch her? Is she real?"
Wow.
My mom went, "My daughter?"
Wow.
So, yeah. And I've had situations where people have like walked through me almost.
Really?
Yeah, it's been so weird because there was a time when we were at a conference and I was sitting at like kind of a bar area, like a bar stool area, and a woman she was talking with my dad, and without saying "excuse me" or noticing that I was there, she reaches out in front of me and places her drink down right in front of me, and I'm like,
Wow. I feel like you picked the exact right parents, right?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because you were born spiritual. I feel like you were born like just open and pure love, right? As we all are, but I feel like you know it a little bit more, and it stayed with you more than the rest of us.
Yeah, I talk to my guides, certain beings. I have dragons that surround me sometimes. So it's really cool because I can talk to them when I'm scared.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, if there's like a storm or something and I'm scared, So I pray to them. One of my guides is Apuk. He is the god of fear.
Oh.
So I pray to him and I say, please protect this house and my family's houses who might be being affected and everyone else who lives in our neighborhood. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. You're so awesome.
Thank you.
That's cool.
So how can kids become leaders and like not, I don't mean like as like the president or anything like that, but I mean like a leader who makes a difference and like kind of supports other kids?
Well, I think we create leadership by being the example, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you have some desire in your heart, I think you use that desire and you be the example and you move into it. Like don't hesitate, like I said earlier. Like if you have something calling on you that you want to create or do or support or share, like it could be anything. It could be like helping a somebody that's hurt on the playground and being the first person to go help them or sit by them, or if someone's crying, to go be the first. I think being a leader means you act and you don't really hesitate. You just move forward and you do it in a supportive way. If other people want to know how to help you, you share and you teach them and to bring them along with you. And you bring people along as you're doing something. I think that's where it starts. I mean, I think that's where leadership is cultivated, by acting on the inspiration that you have inside of you and just going and moving and bringing people along and sharing your journey with them and not doing it solo, because we don't want to do everything by ourselves, right? We want people to come with us and support us as we support others in doing what they do. And I think leaders also do that. They support others in what they believe and in what is inspiring them, and they help people along with whatever's going on with them. So it's not just singular, it goes across all areas. It's like whatever you're up to, and then supporting what other people are up to too.
Yeah, I like that. Funny fact about me, when I was at like a playground or something, I still do this today. I bring kids over. I say, hey, do you want to meet my parents? It's more the little kids that are willing to. But I say, okay. I did this a lot when I was like 4. I said, okay, now shake their hand. Mom, Dad, this is my friend so-and-so. So-and-so, this is my mom and dad. So,
You're such an example, right? Because they weren't introducing you to their parents, but they maybe will do that with the next friend, right? So you were creating some sort of example for introductions and connection, right?
I'm building a team of kids that will help me surround the universe and take over the entire universe. That's my only plan in life.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
So we actually need to do funny FaceTime.
Yes.
Ready? Yeah. Hamlet's going to do his first because he needs a little bit of help.
Okay.
So this is his. Hamlet. Yeah. That's his.
Awesome.
That's his. Now we need to make our funniest faces in 3, 2, 1.
I love your funny face.
I have to go.
That's good.
Thank you. So we need to do Super Neva questions.
Yes.
Where I ask questions as fast as I can, and you have to answer them as fast as you can.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
What's your favorite animal?
Birds.
If you could, would you rather be the biggest person, the tallest person in the world, or the shortest person in the world?
Oh, the tallest.
I'd rather be the shortest because then I could like sneak in areas.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Would you, if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Oh, I think I would want to be able to turn into anything I wanted at any time.
Ooh, wait. Shapeshifter!
You right?
Would you rather live in a hot tub, a real working hot tub, you would live there for the rest of your life, filled with hot fudge, or a giant pool filled with marshmallows about the size of hammers?
Oh, a giant pool with marshmallows.
Yeah, I think you could make more out of it.
I think it would be more comfortable. It would be squishy and movable, and you could get around in it.
Yeah, and you could also like make things out of it with like carving tools, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here's my bed area. Here's my potty area.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It feels like it has more opportunity. Marshmallows have more opportunity.
You could like drill a hole in the marshmallows. And then poke little holes in them and then fill it up with water. That way you can have a shower.
Yeah. You can make clothes out of it. You could like protective headgear.
Exactly.
And pillows. It'd be the best pillow, right? A whole thing would be a mattress.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then you could like invite people to like wrestle you.
Yeah.
And like get on your marshmallow gear and go.
I feel like marshmallows are more spacious, you know? Like it feels like, it had way more space and it'd be so comfy and cozy.
And also like in the hot fudge, you'd be like...
It'd be hot, right? And sticky and gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd get sick of it.
Depending on where you live with the marshmallows.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'd get sick of hot fudge, to be honest.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. If you could be any inanimate object, what would it be and why?
Whoa, that's a good question. I think a crystal. Is that inanimate? Because
they're kind of alive.
They're kind of alive because they're sparkly.
And they also have like a mind of their own sometimes.
Yeah, because I feel like they have a personality, and I feel like they have a purpose too, right? Yeah. So it's not like you're just a rock, but a crystal that has like magic powers, like kind of hidden in there, and it's just subtle.
Agreed.
I think a crystal.
I'd rather be either one of these fairies. This is my fairy with my birthstone, or this dragon behind me.
Ooh.
Because, funny secret, it moves.
It does? Ooh.
It that's not the only position it's been in.
Without any help from you, right?
No help.
I love it. I love it.
It's so creepy. Our last house, we would like see it change its positions. I'm like,
who moves that? Nobody?
Nobody?
That's awesome.
Yeah. If you could say anything to any kids or adults in the world who are being bullied, what would you say to them to give them some handy advice?
Oh gosh, what a good question. That you are absolutely loved and you are enough, no matter what anyone is saying about you, no matter what anything anybody is doing to you, that you are absolutely meant to be here, and you are beautiful and loving and lovable, and you can get through this. So if you're happening to be bullied right now, you can get through this. And there's people that love you, support you, and see you for who you really are. And those people who are doing the bullying are the exact opposite. They don't see all that goodness, but they don't see it in themselves either. So you've got to just let yourself shine within that and not take it as hard as it is. But you are loved. I want anyone to know that if they're going through anything, that you are loved. And if you can't remember that, just hear me say, I love you, and you're loved, and just know that.
That's some really amazing advice. A woman I interviewed, she went to New Media Summit, Gabrielle Gray. She said kids who bully are being bullied.
Yes.
So that's also something to remember. Know that you're not the only one, and also know that they are probably going through some hard times. So I would also say, try to make a friendship with them. Don't try to tear it apart or anything. Try to become closer, you know?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're seeking attention.
Yeah.
And they don't know any other way to do it but to be hurtful about it. And it's attention that they're seeking. And I think what you just said, becoming friends with them, changes that dynamic of being seen for the attention, because the attention they're getting is negative, right?
Yeah.
But what if it was positive, like becoming a friend? Like you said, it sort of diffuses it, and that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, maybe like try to make them happy, like say, hey, do you want to sit with me at lunch or something like that?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly. And not being afraid of them, because when you become fearful, it gives their attention more power, right? They're seeking attention more power. So when
you're giving up yours.
And you're giving up yours. But if you can face it and befriend them and keep showing up with love, which can be really hard when you're not being treated, the right way. But when you show up with love for others in a situation that they don't feel lovable in, because someone seeking attention doesn't feel lovable for what they're doing either. So yeah. That's great.
That's some really amazing advice. So I think we actually need to do a power pose.
A power pose.
I think Hamlet's would probably be like something like, I don't know how poseable pigs are, but he'd probably be like,
like he's flying?
Yeah. So we have to make our power poses in 3, 2, 1. Wait, I have to. This tape isn't cooperating.
Oh, I love it.
I do too.
I wish I had a cape on to hold up too.
So we sadly need to wrap up, but can you remind people where they can go to find out more about you?
Absolutely. They can find me at amyschuber.com or at inspiredconversations.net. And I'm also on all the social medias with my name, Amy Schuber.
Awesome. Go check her out because she is amazing and a truly amazing being, and she's awesome. So would you like to join us in the sign-off?
I would. Yes, of course.
All right. Remember, kids, we all have superpowers, and we can
change the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you so much.
Love you.